city. Even until today, it's very hard to achieve lasting peace in the country's southern region. Twenty-year-old Alexander Mascara fled Marawi city during the height of the battle. His family then resettled in a predominantly Catholic city. But he did not feel welcome there in the new city. His new neighbors kept taunting him, calling him a terrorist.
Natatakot ako every time na lalabas ako. What if one day ako lang yung uuwing mag-isa din, sila yung maabutan ko dun nakabantay sa gate. Yung nababasa ko po kasi dati na mga discrimination sa libro is sobrang sakit para sa akin na naranasan ko rin ito. Yun po. Na ngayon po is nararanasan ko siya. Kung ang papairali namin sa puso namin mga Muslim na awayin yung mga Christian, awayin yung mga Lumads, is walang peace na magaganap sa community natin. And then, ang iniisip ko na lang lagi is, kapwa ko naman sila Pilipino.
Alexander's parents then moved him to a remote town near Marawi city. He's now part of an educational peacekeeping campaign organized by World Vision, an international NGO committed to helping underprivileged children.
Doon isusulat yung characteristic ng good leader.
World Vision estimates that about 24% of school youths are conscripted as child soldiers by Muslim militants.
Then susulat mo dito yung mga characteristic.
Doon po sa training namin, may nakasama kami doon na bata na mga 11 years old. Meron pa yata hindi lumampas ng 10. Yung iba pong mga bata, tinuruan umawak ng baril, tinuruan din paano umayos ng baril. Pero yung iba, hindi naman nila tinuruan na umawak ng baril. Ang pinapagawa lang, mag-igib ng tubig. Yun yung pinapagawa sa kanila.
Pero bago yun, is understanding.
Through several workshops, Alexander was taught about the origins of conflict and the best way to end the fighting.
Oo, masusolusyonan talaga ng komunikasyon. Kasi kung magkakaunawaan naman sila, kung makakapag-usap sila ng maayos, kung may peace talk na magaganap is, yung hinanakit ng bawat isa is pwede nilang i-share. And then, sa pamamagitan ng pagbahagi nila ng mga sarili nilang dinadamdam is, pwede itong maayos. Pwedeng mag-share kung bakit sila okay. Meron ba kayong problema?
And peace talks are exactly what's needed for this community. Hassano is among Alexander's neighbors who used to believe in fighting for Islam.
Kawawa ako, sabi niya. Kailangan naming intindihin yung mga Christian, mga kahit anong religion, para po maka-build o maka-promote ng peace. Kasi kung hindi po namin sila iintindihin, is magkakaroon talaga ng conflict. Kasi paglalaban namin yung religion namin na Islam, na ito yung totoong religion, pumasok kayo sa amin. At sila naman na ipaglalaban yung sa kanila, hindi kami papasok dyan. So, yun, magkakaroon ng conflict, problema, dingulo.
All that Alexander and his friends want to do is to initiate a small change that will create a ripple effect within the community, which has suffered from years of relative inaction and neglect. 4 years after the siege, Marawi remains largely buried in rubble. The city is like a world frozen in time. Many of the residents are still living in temporary shelters long after the battle, with nothing much to live and hope for.
I mean, people will basically say, "See, you know what the government has done. They've ignored us. They've let us down again." And so, yeah, that's why we're going to continue fighting. You know, why are we going to want to join a government like this?
Kami ay biktima ng gera. Wala kaming kaalam-alam at kailangan namin ng, kumbaga, deserve namin yung hustisya para sa amin.
4 years after Marawi siege, parang yung dating ano namin, walang nabago.
Biar saya jelaskan once and for all. Untuk UMNO menjadi dominan sama-sama PN semula.
It ruled Malaysia for 61 years, but it lost its grip of power 3 years ago amidst a massive corruption scandal.
One NDP kept it all. It represented everything that was wrong.
It has now returned to power as part of the new governing coalition.
But now they're fighting each other.
Can Barisan Nasional make a comeback? The future of Barisan Nasional. Insight, Thursday on CNA.
This May, hope's not lost, with lives being saved, history rediscovered and new homes formed. When disaster strikes Asia, doctors from Singapore transcend borders to go into the unknown. Doctors on call.
Yeah, now we can speak.
Expatriates learn a new language and more as they call Singapore their home away from home. What lies forgotten in the past? Uncover the mysteries of Singapore's history. Into the Vault, Season 3. This May on CNA.
Hong Kongers walk an average 6,880 steps a day, the most in the world. Everyone is always on the go, from the morning until late into the night. There's also passionate movement to protect the interests of the underprivileged, people going the distance to help those in need. In a city where change is the only constant, it's not an option to stand still.
This is Singapore Tonight.
Good evening, I'm Steve Lai. Tonight's top stories. Community COVID-19 infections in Singapore hit a 9-month high. Half the cases are linked to a nurse at Tan Tock Seng Hospital. NTUC will consider ring-fencing jobs in certain sectors to help mature local PMEs. It says championing this group could allay concerns of them feeling disadvantaged. Workers from more sectors may need to attend workplace safety training in a bid to reduce workplace injuries. It could include security officers and those in F&B. A plea for leniency. The woman who fatally abused her domestic helper makes legal moves to avoid life in prison. A warning, dengue cases could surge in coming months. NEA urges continued vigilance against mosquito breeding.
I'm Dawn Tan. Also tonight, India pushes ahead with a state election, even as the coronavirus ravages the country. The military could be deployed to help deal with the crisis. Thailand holds off on lockdowns as it announces tougher pandemic measures in some provinces. Visitors will also have to quarantine for longer.
I'm Elizabeth Neo with your Asia Business Update. Sending money across borders could soon be easier. For Singapore, working with EU firms to develop new green and digital solutions.
Singapore has reported 16 COVID-19 cases in the community, the highest in more than 9 months. 8 are linked to a nurse who works at Tan Tock Seng Hospital. It's one of the largest medical facilities in the country and close to the National Centre for Infectious Diseases. No visitors will be allowed in the hospital's wards. All close contacts of the cases are under quarantine, while staff will be tested as a precaution. Let's hear with this report.
The situation has been evolving quickly here at Tan Tock Seng Hospital. Last night, the hospital said it would restrict visitors to 2 per patient in the wards. And those who came in the morning ran into unusually longer queues at the registration counters. And by noon, the hospital didn't allow any more visitors. Those already in the wards were asked to leave by 3 p.m. and other plans were also thrown into disarray.
It's a bit unlucky because actually he was supposed to transfer to the community hospital today, but it was postponed because of this thing, so he just missed the transfer. Yeah, because I was told that all the community hospitals are not taking in transfers from Tan Tock Seng at the moment. I mean, for precaution's sake, yeah.
Meanwhile, other areas remained open. Many people were still going for consultations or to specialist clinics and the pharmacy. Some were initially concerned, but